Hey, JulesBlessedVegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So yesterday I did a video on HDL and LDL cholesterol versus each other. So I said that I would go a little deeper on each of those in my next two videos. So this one is on HDL, which is considered the good cholesterol. And this is from allaboutloweringcholesterol.com. And then I have the 11 best foods, plant-based foods, for raising your HDL, and that is from healthline.com. And of course, I will include both of those in the description of the video. So this says dangerous HDL levels under 40 is considered dangerous. HDL cholesterol levels under 40 mg means that you are at risk of developing atherosclerotic disease, not only in vessels that supply the heart with blood, but in every single vessel in the body. This can lead to increased risk of cardiovascular disease, brain, and other organ issues. The causes of low HDL cholesterol levels are genetic, sedentary life, poor diet, diabetes, smoking, overweight, and stress. And I'm going to cruise down. And it says HDL cholesterol is known as the good cholesterol. It travels within the bloodstream, and as it does, I love this part, it recycles, reuses, and reduces LDL cholesterol levels, otherwise called bad cholesterol, by transporting it back to the liver where it is processed. And I found that interesting yesterday, where LDL is kind of confused and is accidentally going straight to the arteries, which it begins to clog, instead of going to the liver where it can be expunged, if you will, from the body. So it serves as a maintenance crew for the inner walls of blood vessels. Having HDL cholesterol levels under 40 is not good. This means that you have an increased risk for atherosclerotic disease development. I'm going to call that AD, okay? Seriously. If the buildup of the AD plaque takes place in heart vessels, it causes heart problems, which can lead to even death. And I appreciate that they're going to the bottom line, which is death, because yesterday that other article did not. If the buildup of plaque takes place in other vessels, the health problems it causes depend on the place the atherosclerotic process takes place. Okay? So it says there's been many studies on the matter to keep it above 40, and all have concluded that high levels of HDL cholesterol are associated with longevity and are protective against the development of atherosclerotic disease, and vice versa. Levels of HDL cholesterol under 40 are associated with increased risk of developing AD. Okay, bottom line, levels of good cholesterol, HDL under 40, are associated with increased risk of developing cardiovascular disease. Immediate measures are to be taken in order to avoid this complication, such as lifestyle changes, eating a healthy diet without trans fats and processed foods, daily exercise, quitting smoking. Those are all effective ways to help. Okay, and then let's go down to what are the causes? Genetics, but it's rare. Uncontrolled diabetes, sadly, that is not rare. Smoking, total problem. Chemicals found in cigarettes are discovered to have HDL lowering abilities. Sedentary lifestyle, you need to exercise at least 30 minutes, 5 days a week. Being overweight, living a stressful life, and just a poor diet in general. Okay, so that leads us to the other article on the best foods to raise that HDL. So let's go to this Healthline article, which is titled, I would love to know as I scroll to the top. It is titled 11 Foods to Increase Your HDL. It doesn't get more direct than that. I'm not going to say what HDL is again. I will briefly remind you that it's considered high-density lipoprotein, that lipo means fat, and then, of course, protein is protein. And it's the good kind of cholesterol and the kind that you want. Okay, so I love this part though. It says HDL is like a vacuum cleaner for cholesterol in the body. When it's at healthy levels in your blood, it removes extra cholesterol and plaque buildup in your arteries and then sends it to your liver. Your liver expels it from your body. Ultimately, this helps reduce your risk of heart disease, heart attack, and stroke. Okay, so what are the good ones? And of course, there's hyperlinks for American Heart Association, ideal HDL levels. I think this is interesting because yesterday I was saying that 45 seemed really low for men. Well, we just found out that 40 is detrimental. So do you really want to risk only hanging out at 45? And then it said 55 for women. And I didn't know how fair that was. But this same site says no. Women, not women, people in general want to strive for at least 60 or above. So it says an ideal HDL level is 60 milligrams over deciliters or above. Your HDL is considered low if it's below 40. You should aim to have an HDL level between 40 and 60, but over 60 is optimal. How does food affect cholesterol? Good question. A bagel with cream cheese for breakfast, a piece of fried chicken for lunch, a steak sautéed in butter for dinner, and a bowl of ice cream at night aren't ideal for your cholesterol. And yet, that's common, and I've been there. These are sources of saturated and trans fats. They can increase your LDL and total cholesterol levels. The things that increase HDL are actually not food, but several medical and environmental factors such as obesity, sedentary lifestyle, type 2 diabetes, inflammation, and smoking. Some hormones increase HDL concentrations, such as estrogen or thyroid hormone, and exercise and moderate alcohol consumption are associated with higher HDL too. The right food choices can lower your LDL levels, which by right raises the other. Because if we have a percent of 100, if you've raised one or lowered one, it's going to directly affect the percent of the other. They also encourage a Mediterranean diet. Okay, so here are the top foods. And again, yes, I'm vegan, but I don't know where you're at. And I just want to give you a tip and you can decide what applies to you. So, okay, people, this is why I totally have ordered a new tripod. This one is such a nightmare. Give me a moment for technical difficulties, if you will. Seriously. I am blessed and cared for, and I am not going to stress over that. Yay. Okay, so olive oil. They recommend olive oil, and that just means of all the oils you're going to choose, you might want to choose olive. There's really not much nutrients in any oil, and it is high in calories, but if you're going to choose one, you might want to choose extra virgin olive oil. Beans and legumes. Whole grains, beans, legumes are a great source of soluble fiber. Reach for black beans, black-eyed peas, kidney beans, navy beans, lentils, and others. And I know some people can't handle beans. They don't bother me. I eat them from time to time. Lentils are great for sprouting. Lentils are great. So consider that. And then the next one is whole grains. Whole grains including bran cereals, brown or wild rice. They all may lower the LDL, which in turn raises that HDL just by percentage. That's because these foods contain fiber, specifically soluble fiber, which is shown to help lower the LDL. High fiber fruit. So fruits with lots of fiber, such as prunes, which I don't eat, but apples, which I love, and pears, and I use those a lot in dressings, and I hope that's going to help me in June when I end up getting my blood done. They can lower the LDL, again, inadvertently raising the HDL. Okay, fatty fish. I don't eat fish, but I used to love it. And this is for the omega-3s, but I assure you there are great omega-3s in plant-based products, which I'm about to tell you. But they do recommend fish such as salmon, mackerel, albacore tuna, sardines, and rainbow trout. I used to do salmon and tuna, but for the mercury levels and the fact that they're dead animals, I don't do that anymore. But they do say aim for 2 servings a week. Flax. I definitely use flax seeds. And when you're going to do flax seeds, make sure you ground them just before you use them because otherwise they can go rancid. But ground flax seeds and flaxseed oil contain omega-3s. So this is the good plant-based one. Many vegetarians use flaxseed as a source of omega-3 fatty acids because they're one of the better plant-based sources of this heart-healthy fat. The next one is nuts. And again, you'll want to soak your nuts for at least 8 hours or overnight so that they can be used properly in the body. So it says nuts including Brazil nuts, almonds, pistachios, peanuts, and others are filled with heart-healthy fats. They're also high in fiber and contain a substance called plant sterols. Plant sterols block the absorption of cholesterol in your body, which is fabulous. But it does say, just remember that if you're watching your calories, keep your nut portions in check with a measuring cup or scale since they're high in calorie. Number 8, chia seeds, the miracle food. Chia seeds are also a good source of plant-based omega-3. forego the fish, my friends. You can get flaxseed and chia. Fiber as well, yay, and other healthy nutrients. Adding chia seeds to your diet may help lower that LDL level and decrease your blood pressure, yay. And avocado, what's up? The world's new favorite fruit is also one of the healthiest. Avocados are high in folate and monosaturated fat. This healthy type of fat lowers LDL and reduces your risk for stroke, heart attack, and heart disease. They're also filled with fiber, which naturally helps keep cholesterol in check. Once again, there's a warning because they do tend to be high in calorie. And of course, you don't want exceptional fat, right? You only want enough plant-based fat. So it also warns that if you're going to eat it and use it certainly in a guacamole, you want to dip it with low dippers, such as carrots, radishes, tomatoes, rather than high calorie, high salt, high oil tortilla chips. Number 10, soy. Soy-based products aren't just for vegetarians, incorporating this food into your diet is a great way to reduce your meat consumption. When people eat less meat, their LDL levels will most likely decrease and their HDL levels will most likely increase. And so they're not saying that that's soy in particular, but the fact that you've gotten less meat in your diet. And some people use soy for that. Edamame is a great one that people love to use. The thing with soy, like a lot of people say, oh, God, it's really bad for your hormones. It screws up your body. It gives men man boobs. And it's like, hello? Do you know how quickly women would be purchasing soy if it increased their breast size? There is no evidence of that. None. I assure you. Okay, and the last one is red wine. I say absolutely no to no alcohol, and not just because it's detrimental for those who incidentally abuse it, but because it's a shock to the body, and the body can absolutely not function in any other capacity but trying to remove that poison once it enters your blood. So why would you waste the time? I mean, skipping digestion, skipping mental clarity, skipping all the things because your body is in total distress over trying to remove that poison. Even if it's a shot, 1 ounce, even if it's a half a cup, which nobody drinks, let's be fair. But if that's still you, red wine, drinking moderate amounts of alcohol, including red wine, has been shown to slightly raise HDL levels. And then it says, however, red wine shouldn't be consumed if you also have high triglycerides. And high triglycerides are the fats in the blood. So you might want to consider that. And it says if you don't already drink, you shouldn't start just for the healthy benefits. I love that. The link between heart disease and alcohol reported in many studies may be due to other lifestyle factors such as physical activity and diet rather than just alcohol. All right, so other ways to improve. 1, get moving. Like they said, 10 to 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 5 times a week is ideal. I love the way yesterday they suggested that just 5 minutes per hour, get up and move. And in a 6 to 8 hour day, you have gotten your 30 to 40 minutes. Losing weight in general, reducing your weight can help raise the HDL and lower the LDL. Analyze your genetics in case this is something that actually runs in your family, which is very rare. And talk with your health care provider before making any choices. Before you begin loading up on these foods and supplements to boost your HDL and lower your LDL, talk with a healthcare provider. Together, the two of you can strategize positive ways to get your cholesterol numbers headed in the right direction. All right, I hope that was informative to you. Tomorrow I will be doing LDL and what the problems is with that and what to avoid if you don't want to accidentally raise your LDL. And these were just some great tips on HDL. All right, my friends, like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I can support you. I would love to. I'm clean today, ate lovely, rejoiced by going outside and secretly eating dandelion greens. My husband freaks. He's like, are you kidding? We do not need you eating weeds out of the garden. Hey, 100 years ago, dandelion greens were considered food. I'm doing the talk on that. But I was secretly eating them because, they taste just like radish and horseradish to me, and they're just delicious. All right, take care, you guys. And best of all, know that you're blessed.